somewhere in the Cedar Creek power plant, the safety team has been deciding how we prevent our servers from crashing and also, of course, how we stop this place from melting down entirely.
It's all about letting the chickens in the facility. It's the more important part, and hopefully they do address those issues.
We didn't crash, by the way.
No.
It was...
We were waiting on a player to get back in, basically.
Players not come back in. So, obviously, last time Matchday was used, I think it was quite a long delay. This is not the case, so we should be back really, really soon. But that's kind of cool. A little bit of a cheeky addition to the map. Don't let chickens into the power plant. What we are letting into the power plant are both of these teams. EnVyUs and Mousesports are returning back to the server and getting ready to go again. The game should start from 6-3 in favour of Mousesports. I think the first round, the score may not show for the first round, but in the next round, it will. That's how it works here.
Yeah, don't worry too much, guys. Just let's hope it all gets put back to the right money and everything goes
Looks good, yeah, it looks good. So, I mean, Chris J with 12K, 13K for Oscar, Dennis with a good amount of money here as well. This is the spot the Mousesports are in. That build up that really nice buffer of money over the rounds prior.
I really like the way the coaches were still in the teams for a second.
Or at least Malik gets the money and not someone else. That could have been bad.
Should work out. This doesn't look good.
We are not quite ready to go. I think Nema had to come back in, so they might have to just restart the round or something like that. I don't really know what happens, you know, at the higher echelons of the, you know, the brains trust or the peanut gallery, as it sometimes is, of the guys that are in charge of the servers and how they work this kind of stuff out. But
someone's just lagged out on my screen.
Yeah, Malik's left the game. And
might be careful because I think the server might be doing things.
Yeah, might be going down again.
Who knows? Do you know what? Yeah, there it is. Hello. You can come back to us if you want. Oh, check what's in the inventory. Let's have a little peep.
There's not much there, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, a revolver. Very nice, very nice.
This is just an obs account.
Oh, some default CT gloves. Another treat.
Okay, so the situation as far as we know it, and it's a little bit limited for us, is that something wasn't quite right there. But Lauren, look, people are just joining in. Maybe people have come and gone. Maybe they've forgotten what's been happening in this game. Let's just rehash a little bit of what we saw here, because the first 2 rounds were really back and forth. 3 out of 4 of the first rounds here on Nuke were won by the team that force-bought into them. Yeah, no, it was, you know, quite a game until that point. For me, it was mostly people like, surprisingly, I know it sounds weird, but Dennis doing quite well. Chris J having a good couple of moments as well with the AWP. He's been picking up over Oscar so far on Nuke, and it's been working out quite nicely. Dennis hasn't been going for that, you know, very attentive aggression that he likes to do over by T-Red. He'll push up to it and be a real nuisance for the T side. He hasn't done it yet, but he's been playing down towards Secret. Rob's been doing well, kind of playing towards Ramp, being a quick rotate down towards lower as well. The crossfire they had, actually, when Envy went for that hit down there, was actually really nice to watch. So again, something to watch back. Like Rops and Oscar down there, I think it was, sitting right back on the side. Yeah, definitely had a couple of moments with him. So yeah, have a little look towards it. I'm just keeping my eye on the new player. I want to see how he kind of fits into this role, because he was saying he was, you know, going to be a lurker, but, you know, it could change depending on, you know, the strats that are called. So there's a lot to be seen with these guys. And yeah, we know the history here, let's put it nicely, with Mousesports on Nuke. It's not exactly been wonderful. So this is a good start for them. And an issue for us, I think, in the last few rounds, or at least the last round specifically, was that Mousesports gave Envy so much room to move, right? Yeah. They actually had no one on the lower side of the map in any position. Everyone was in, I think the closest was Rops in radio room or something like that, or in ramp room, should I say. Yeah. And EnVyUs got a plant off the 5 players. They had 5 players in there, all managed to get that plant down there. And then there was when the retake effort had to come in. But Mousesports are actually giving a fair bit of ground. They're using Chris J in fairly passive positions back over towards Heaven, sort of, you know, peeking towards the outside of the map with the AWP, just in case anyone's trying to go through Annex or get up close and maybe flank on ramp room. So that's what we're seeing right now. It's working quite well, especially Chris J's position. He's able to have a good impact. Ropes there, well, I think was 7 kills, 4 deaths at one point there. He was equal first on the server. So, I mean, we top fragged last game. So, you know, okay, well, look, I'm seeing Reddit threads. All right, it's pretty standard. People are like, oh, it looks like this guy is pretty good. Okay, first game done. He did a good job. There's no doubt about it. There were a few eco rounds where we saw Ropes actually, you know, sort of stack the frags up. So we still want to watch him play. Yeah, and, you know, the caveat is that he's a passive player. He likes to sit back and be more calculated. There's been a lot of discussion about how he, you know, his positioning, how he played in FPL, how he seemed to know where he had to be and all that. But he seems to just have a different way of looking at the game to some. Yeah, and I'm seeing if this works out now. The teams are just doing the restarts. And we're waiting to see if the coach gets put into the coach role. They are buying as we speak.
I just want to make sure this works out before. But neither of the coaches are in at the moment. I think they're going to have to rejoin and then just go to the spectator slots.
Yep.
Ooh, he's gone to... Yeah, so both in. Yeah, both cool. Okay now. Here we go. Everything's back on the way. I just wanted to make sure the coaches got in as well, because last time I think that was one of the problems they were having. And we can turn down the suspenseful music because CSGO will be suspenseful enough at this point.
So just so everyone knows, it's 6-3 right now. The score will update at the end of this particular round. So just keep that in the back of your head. It's Mousesports are ahead by 3. They've got a lot of money to work with here. 3 players with over 12K at the start of the round. That's the position we're in. That's the situation Mousesports have found them in a lot of rounds won in a row. Let's see if they can keep that going. chrisJ playing a very different position here. He's mixing it up, Lauren. Instead of playing from that passive angle, he's actually going to come in through secret.
And I like it. Why not do it? He hasn't played it yet. We can still hear the music going on. That'd be nice if it could stop. Thank you. Mitch does it on talkback. I just say it on air. But I actually like this. Because one, he can see if it's a complete fake or not. So they've used a lot of their utility out there, but not gone for the hit. So you can kind of tell everyone else, no one's pushed. There's literally no one here. And then you've got Dennis as well playing towards the outside, so just in case they'd kind of peeked, you know, gone a little bit closer towards main. And now Robs gets to play into this, but Scream with a blinder. That's, you know, a quick wake-up call for Robs. You know, you got to be ready for this one. This is, you know, these are the big leagues really here. And you're going to get just decked down by someone like Scream on occasion. Not much to be said about that beyond a nice shot.
I wish I could say that phrase, Lauren, but my accent prevents it.
It doesn't make it sound great for you. Now, it does. We do see the trades coming through, and I need to get myself back into the game, because so far, Oscar's just about keeping this one together for Mousesports. Him finding that frag towards Happy, on towards, I guess, that squeaky area, made all the difference. Brings it back to this far greater situation towards Mouse.
This is, again, another round where EnVyUs have a position where they win out very comfortably in ramp room. Now, that can be a real bottleneck for T-sided players, right? One CT, he can get a kill, get a favorable damage trade. He can just back away Molotov or smoke like we saw Maniac do for LDLC last night a lot. They win that battle, they take minimal damage, but they don't go to the lower site. Now, what they should know by now is that Mousesports are very passive on the way that they set up on lower. In fact, they don't set up on lower. They play upper, they play rafters, they play ramp room, they play secret. Maybe towards double door.
This is what I want to see from Dennis. Just get, oh, lovely, lovely, lovely. It's only against an ecoed up team, but I like seeing Dennis doing this now. If he starts to feel confident in it, he'll play by T-Red. He'll just, you know, be a little bit supportive throughout the map. Kind of, you know, bolster the numbers wherever required. And now it's about just minimizing loss, minimizing damage, not allowing bomb plants. Simple as that. That's on the kind of to-do list. LOL, why are you getting caught out like this? XMS just easily going to take that opportunity to rush him down. And now Dennis goes down too, and it does get saved in the end, but a needless kill possibly coming in there. Just a bit of a, I don't know, that was a bit of a shame.
Interesting from Lol to play so close there with the USP as well. I think he had it in 4A1S.
Yeah, he did.
And you can see this now as well. Like, he spent 5.5K in this round. So that death, this is what allows EnVyUs to maybe start to get closer to keeping a cap on this Mousesports economy. They actually probably spent more money almost and made in that prior round. But still a couple of players with plenty to work with here, and Mousesports with a good buffer of rounds. Envy come in, is rifles for all and sundry. Gonna be 2 Galils. AK's in the mix here. Now, Dennis, that lovely shot to open up. This time it's going to be smoked on the outer by Mousesports to give them some control.
Now, he's not going for the aggression, because you can see players like Happy looking for this as well. Maybe, well, I guess if you're playing against Mousesports and you know that Dennis has started to kind of do something a little similar to what he's known for, you keep it in mind. And that's not a bad thing. I actually quite like that awareness from Happy, just to keep that as a possibility. Now the smoke's being lined up here. It does look as though this could be a hit towards outer. I'm not too sure yet if Envy are going to commit off it. They did sell a bit of a fake before, but again, this time chrisJ's still down secret. Last time he was able to spot out there, it was a bit of a fake, bit of a ruse. This time they might be going there.
And don't mind this variation. This isn't the straight line smoke we see from a lot of teams. This actually allows you to take a lot more presence, but that's chrisJ with some of his own. Puts the foot down, but a good response from RPK. That's dangerous times. A re-peek for chrisJ could have found him yet another kill. So Mousesports, they trade out. EnVyUs get a kill, now they go lower. Oscar's there though, nice receive.
Yeah, really well played by Oscar. You could see already on the minimap, Rob's being, you know, rotating down from ramp, but not needed, not required at this point. It's RPK and Happy trying to even out the odds here. Not going to get it done. Dennis quicker on the trigger.
Sharp last few rounds.
Yeah, this is good signs for Dennis. Maybe a bit of a wake-up call for him. We know that his performance can be just here, there, and everywhere sometimes, but he's having a nice game here. And that's good for Mousesports. The CT side so far is looking pretty robust.
9 rounds to 3. And EnVyUs have often lacked in Arsenal. That last round, they had to sort of spread themselves between Galils. I mean, they got kind of reset in a way, and they lost 3 rounds on trot and then sort of won a couple. So that's why we're sort of seeing this kind of economic situation. But not good either way. Pistols for them here. So, do they make an upper execute? It's one player around to the outside. They have no smokes, right? So playing outer is just suicide here. You could just bang it through towards upper, see what you can get. Sixer can play up on the rafters, that's fine. But it gets spotted about now.
Yep, there it is. It wasn't actually Dennis to get the shot. I think it was Oscar in the end. 3 for him. Just padding himself out at this point.
Yeah, it was like a vertical shot. He saw him on the... I probably heard him as well.
Yeah, more than likely, even though the footsteps were quite close to the timing of him shooting anyway, so maybe a little muffled, but clearly not enough. And Oscar fighting for this round. Lovely work for him. Too stretched yet in the aspect of being pushed to his limits. Quite comfortable kills at that point, and Dennis to close down the final. But more importantly, clean round here for Mousesports. So again, their money stays perfect, and little comes through for EnVyUs. They're still scraping together. There's somewhat decent buy finally. No AWP there to be seen, which is a bit of a shame, but for rifles, they're sitting pretty, but yet not to really make an impact after that bit of a timeout we had.
Yeah, look, if you're at home and you're sort of wondering maybe why we're not getting too carried away, I'm not saying Mousesports have won this out, it's because it is Nuke, and we've seen EnVyUs struggle on that side, and Mousesports are Mousesports on this map, and they just haven't shown us much of anything at all here. 5 AKs for EnVyUs. It's an AWP for Chris J again. He's actually playing it more passively this time. He's not getting right up in the face. He's sitting back towards the middle garage.
This is nice, though. There's the aggression we want to see, and it works out well. Surprised he didn't get punished for that, and he actually might make it away scot-free too. That's audacious. Even better. And he doesn't take that much damage, considering what he was able to get away with there. Walking away with 40 HP is a bit of a miracle. Now, Scream's gone for the smoke there. I can imagine that's his put down a little bit deeper. It gives him a bit of play towards ramp. Covers off one of the several angles you get peeked from.
Do you see this passive play from Robs? He doesn't try and peek over the smoke. He doesn't even try and peek the side of the box. He gives it away, and it's Chris J just moving into position. It's just in tandem those two are playing. You can see that Robs is not the kind of player that seems to want to challenge that. And for Mousesports, it works because they've got players who will go for that, who will come in and pick those kills up. 6 is on the outside. The smoke's just about to clear, but before it does, he gets himself down and towards the lower. Happy was hoping to try and make something happen, and at the upper side, it doesn't work out. And the whole time, the bomb was back even towards just radio room or way back, so it wasn't in a position for EnVyUs to use it. And now it's kind of bad for EnVyUs. This is pretty dodgy times.
Yeah, they've got enough buffer to kind of weather the pistol round, but the problem is that the CT side, if you don't build up that money early, there's always a chance that those first couple of rounds can be so volatile. So when they go into the second half, it could be a real issue here. But we'll see if that does become a factor. If they can maybe get whatever's left for them, there's a certain chance they could really turn things around. But it's tough. It gets tricky.
It's just straight up harder to re-establish your economy if you get behind as a CT as well. As we do see those snowball effects, intentional, actually, the way it's built into the game. So, some presence towards lobby and even towards that upper site so far for EnVyUs. It's just a couple shots traded and nothing really committed at this stage. See, Scream's already come a long way forward. Dennis, he's been on fire. He plays like Shox actually around the outside of the map. I think is like a good comparison to make. Shox really likes to play forward, past Redcon, peek above the smoke, and just change his positioning every round.
Yeah, and you can see Envy just reeling off the back of that loss already, just suffering. And now XMS looking to try and find a play towards ramp, but there's still Robs here. He's not had any reason to back away yet. Maybe overstaying his welcome this time. Chris J wasn't there to support, but now he is, and he makes the impact happen.
He's so good.
This feels like a Chris J I haven't seen in a while here. Dennis as well, finding happy. This is scary to see a very diligent Mousesports. You saw it with a little bit of resurgence after Nico left, but he didn't think he was going to stick around. But nice work so far on a map that's not really sitting well in their pockets thus far, but this might be the turn of what we could expect. But RPK's got his own mind. Maybe could be made up in this round. We'll see. He's already tagged up Dennis pretty low, down to 18. Oscar could be his downfall.
He doesn't have the bomb, though. That's the issue. 30 seconds left in the round. So RPK there gets himself out a bit of breathing room, has to sacrifice some health for it, but it's about the same as Dennis. He's got time to plant. It has to be upper at this stage. He can't. I don't think he goes lower. I think it sort of costs him a little bit too much time. But Dennis plays his passive, he plays it smart. There's a Molotov here to deny. Just lovely. Really lovely. 3 kills for Dennis in that round. Sick half from Mousesports in general. And here we are, 12-3, ladies and gentlemen. I know it's been a very long half. We had a bit of a break in the meantime. And we're going to have another one here as well because it's customary. It's what we do. It's tradition almost here at the ESL Pro League. So we'll be back after a very short interim. We'll see you soon for the second half. All right, family, we're back here. If you love some good CS, then you're probably interested to see what Mousesports have been putting up in the first half here on Nuke, a solid CT side. Really very, very tight. 12-3 is the scoreline, which is not tight at all. EnVyUs are struggling, Lauren, to get into this game. And like you said, there's a buffer. There's that 3 rounds. They can weather the pistol if that goes bad. But after that, they need to find some advantages.
It's weird times out here, Mitch, is all I can say. It's not what I expected to see scoreline-wise.
We've been getting weird all day, Lauren. It's cool.
That is true. It all started with the denim, and it's all just kind of spiraled. Scream? Did you forget to buy? Scream? Did we go to Scream? Why does he not have armor or any investment?
That's a good question. I'm not sure. He's going to keep...
What?
He just gets... Oh, my God. Okay, Scream doesn't buy. He gets shot through smoke by Oscar there. It's just spam, and Oscar's just like, how is it so easy? But still, if EnVyUs wins a round, I mean, I'm done. I mean, you just never know. This game has been pretty funky so far. EnVyUs are down to 2 players here. Happy and Sixer. Happy's actually dropped down into the vent. He's daring someone to chase him because, you know, you're always at a massive disadvantage if you go down there. Happy's hoping to bait some sort of attention, but Mousesports say, stuff you, mate. We're just going to bloody plant on the side. Robs finds Sixer, and Happy's like, well, that all didn't really go to plan, did it? And then he's met head first with a shot from Dennis, who has been mercurial in his performance today so far. Scream! Buy stuff. That's what the shop's for. Hit the B key. Hit some numbers. Buy something. You have $800 to start with. There's no reason not to. Or is there? He buys armor and a deagle now, Laura?
No, he's not happy. He's not a happy boy. Just the good old mouse wiggle around saying, oh, dear. Yeah, clearly, mentally, maybe just, you know, had one of those moments, but that shot that Rops hit was really nice, actually. Straight up dinked down. I don't think it was Happy. I can't remember who else was left alive. But anyway, back to that point later. Straight up rifles galore for Mousesports, excluding that one UMP on Chris J here. And actually, it's Chris J to get the first bit of blood drawn, and Dennis to follow swiftly. But there's the response, there's the rebuttal. RPK and Scream instantly trying to make a play through towards that lobby area, and why not go for it? RPK maybe a little too hungry, but Scream right on balance here, but gets caught on just trying to fall back, and it's just down to Happy now, 1v2. Deagle to hand and armor.
Happy looking to hand out some 50 caliber enemies right now, Lauren. 2 players, 1v2 for him. He's got armor, helmet. Never mind. 14-3. EnVyUs draw blood. They get some guns out of Mousesports' hands, and that's good, but it's not enough. They can weather losing the pistol round, like you said, but we really wanted to see a second round force by win something with some pistols. They're playing the CT side. Could have made something happen. But now they will force for the rest of the game because they literally have no choice. And this is what they've got this round. UMPs, Desert Eagles, 5-7. Bit of utility. Scream bought this round. That's always a good thing. Look at that money he saved, Lauren. It's all planned. He's got himself a UMP.
Yeah. I'm wondering if anyone's put EnVyUs in their fantasy teams. That's a curious one.
Not me. No, I'm all in on... Oh, what am I on? Navi. I'm in on FaZe this week.
Okay. Keep it in
But
mind.
they're playing Astralis, I think. Astralis FaZe this week. Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, carry on. Screen now pushing towards lobby. Challenge. Oh, that's risky. Down towards 12, but he gets the bomb loose. It's traded out over the course of the entire map, though, and Rops comes in. Finds RPK. Scream is alive, but he's low. He could be more of a liability at this stage. Happy knows there's a player close by. Lol's out there. Comes up behind him. Oh, it's going to be the Mac 10 to come in. It's money made. And a second one across. Screen was so low, it's easy to connect. And XMS coughs a bit of nade damage there. Seems to be unfazed by it. Usually you're supposed to look away from the explosion. That's the cool way to do it, but doesn't matter. He's got 2 kills. 1v2. Bomb is down. He has no kit. He has pretty much no hope.
Oh, this game has just been a little underwhelming, hasn't it? You know, it had the premise of being quite exciting. If you know, I like the performance from Mousesports. I'm not disputing that.
Well, if a game's going to be exciting on the virtue that Mousesports are not good at a map, then I'd almost prefer this. I almost prefer to be wrong in that way.
No, I guess you're right. Well, there it is. As you said, not looking too possible then for XMS towards the end of that round. Just kind of slipped away from his hands. And this is the final stand. This is what Envy have been building this whole side for. This one moment. Not this. The round.
Was this Lol's Mac 10? Oh, that's kind of spicy. That's after the grenade exploded in his face. So XMS was just, well, focused.
Let's put it that way, yeah.
Focused.
But look at this buy, RPK, Happy, XMS, pistols.
This money Scream saved it, I'm telling you.
It's genius.
It's crazy the butterfly effect it has for not buying in the first round, Laura. Now, UMP, flash, armor, the good stuff. The real good stuff. In fact, that's all you need. In fact, with CSGO playing out the way it is at the moment with the weapon and balance, you'd almost rather a P250. But anyway, XMS tagged up through the smoke there, wants to hang around. You will see traces from a Desert Eagle. It's unsilenced. No more challenge there. XMS taken low. Mousesports seem to be content with that engagement for now.
They don't need to rush. They've got the utility, they've got the weaponry, they've got everything they need. The only thing that could maybe hinder them is Happy here. He gets the info but gets outdone. You're not going to be expecting him to be nailing those shots on every single opportunity, but it does mean the Mouse now get a step down towards lower. But there's a player just to the left here of Dennis, and that's Sixer. Oh, and Sixer does some work finding Chris J, and he's going to back again. This is being read well by EnVyUs, but they're putting all their eggs in this basket, and Mousesports actually might fall to this.
Sixer challenging here as well. UMP coming in. Oscar might be there to save today, but no. Sixer shuts him down, receives him as he just tries to pick out from the vent. Sixer was ready for that, but not fast enough on the trigger finger. And this round hangs in the balance. Robs has the bomb on the outer part of the map. No, it's just the minimap being a pain in the ass. It's going to be in the lower levels here. So, Lowell heads up. I feel like Robs... Yeah, he's heading up towards the upper side here. A little bit compromising, smoke down. There's no players in his immediate vicinity. XMS is the closest player to Rops right now, so he should get a plant through this. XMS could theoretically have spammed through if he was in position in time, but he's not. So this is now turning around for Mousesports a little bit more. Lowell will have to be damn fast responding to this. XMS is going to have to pick his poison. Left or right, one or two. Takes one, it's traded out. Now Lowell and Scream, both full health. Scream, well, he made a mistake in that first round. Now can he redeem himself? It's the 1v1.
Well, there we go. Redemption is given over. Scream does make it happen, and maybe Lowell just not expecting him to walk up and just stare him down, but it will be 4-15. It's still a mountain of a comeback they'd have to go on with no mistakes, which is the near on impossible part. But Scream will at least really, you know, get a bit of dignity back in this, you know, maybe make the scoreline look acceptable. Okay. Just straight on the AWP and over to Oscar. So Chris J seems to be AWPing CT side on Nuke, and Oscar on T side. So maybe just switch up.
I mean, and VP do this as well.
Yep.
Dave Pasha and Snux. We even saw Neo play the AWP as well at one point. So sometimes we see this like side-dependent stuff, whether it's sharing or whether players just feel better at a certain time. It's nice to be fluid in that way. And the only thing Mouse really go without is, I guess, the heavy weaponry in the life of Oscar, who had the AWP and got mollied immediately. I think he wanted an early peek.
All along. Saw Oscar with the spawn, just like, yeah, go on, you go in first, mate.
Well, I think that's his whole plan. That's how he's going to become the main AWPer for Mousesports again, actually. He's waiting in the wings for his ascendancy. We
had a great first half with it.
It was real nice.
XMS
Dennis. We need some more Dennis.
Here we go. See if Chris is going to peek around that far on the corner. He is. Nice prediction shot on towards XMS. Not caught out by that. And Six is watching the push down towards ramp, but obviously they can kind of sneak down there cleanly without having to face him if they don't want to take the
really
control.
Small gap.
Yeah, so they're already downstairs. Dennis getting some work done. You can see the two smokes, one towards control window, one towards the doorway, but RPK still somehow finds some room to operate. I'm not even sure where he was, but Scream gets found and the bomb's being planted.
And Happy's also in the observatory room. Whatever you want to call it, I don't care what it's called. Happy's there, but he won't see too much. He'll probably see Lowell. He's got the FAMAS here. Lowell doesn't make sound. The door was already open. Still doesn't manage to get it done. Sixer is able to respond, and Chris J now's on a 1v1. It's AWP versus AWP. Chris J with 3 rounds, kills in this round, should I say. And Sixer challenges yet again. Not the first time he's clutched out big with an AWP, and he keeps EnVyUs alive.
He made it look pretty cool. He went for a little, 360, made it look a little snazzy. Don't think that was really why he did it, but I like it. I like the intent. And there you go, second one to go on the board. And Mousesports' money gets pretty depleted. They can buy a little bit, get a couple of pistols.
Yeah,
if they
plant
fancy.
in that round, but that's all they really get for it. So they're probably looking for the same here again. But look at the money of EnVyUs. They keep going down to 1v1, so they're winning rounds. But we talked about the CT economy being really hard to develop and build up, and you're seeing it right here. They're desperately getting these rounds, and that's the thing at this stage in CSGO. You might be keeping yourself alive, but you're not actually investing in, and building up your bank for to be able to take position and win it out.
Six and yeah, you can see the caution. He's already going to back away. He doesn't want to take those fights in case he gets overwhelmed by those pistols so quickly. Now Dennis straight away downstairs, not worrying about Vent. Now he is, because Scream's already found one of his teammates, but he does avenge him well. Now, how do you do this one from this point onwards? You've got a bomb, pistols, and not much to play with. Six is already going to make light work of Oscar.
A plant would be nice for Mousesports. A few players have already dropped into the lower side. This is a bit risky. Go towards outer, hope to play into L. It's annex. They know there's an AWPer at large here. And Six has already got up into Crow's Nest. Piquet, he's going to wreck them here. Not much you can do about this one at all. EnVyUs were ready. Their Mousesports were looking for an easy plant. A way that they can sort of just not get completely slapped, but good coverage over both of the sites for EnVyUs here, and Mousesports, Yeah, can buy pistols again, or try and work in with some sort of, was it higgledy-piggledy? I've used that before, actually. I like that one, Sponge, from last night. They can try for that, and they will. Yeah, it's Tech-9s come in, force pistols until you run out of cash money. And EnVyUs still, Scream buys down to 0 in that round, but they've got now some better weapons to work with.
Yeah, their money's not bad. They're still sitting on, I think, like around above 2K, so they can get a decent buy next round as well. Ideally, though, you can get some damage done here. This is a prime opportunity to do it. Chris J straight in towards upper, gets a little tagged up, a little caught by Scream, but I don't think Scream expects him to be in this sort of spot, and now he's kind of behind enemy lines. You're going to have to kind of give him room to work, maybe. Allow him a second or two.
Just get a cheeky trade that no one's expecting. Oh, this is nice. Six is not ready. He's got the AWP. Is he looking? He's not. Oh, it's nasty. Okay, Chris J, and he likes himself an AWP every now and then, doesn't he, Lauren? He's taken down though, so ultimately it results to no more than a trade. The AWP's not dropped in a safe position for Mousesports to reattain because Happy's going to be coming back up. Screens watching via Annex here. Tech-9, balanced weapon, or is it? 78 points somehow. Lowell finds him filthy, but EnVyUs now going to come back in. 3-2, Famous tapping at the long range, and Happy completes the frack.
All right, Rob, so what are you going to do? What are you going to do here, bud? You've got Tech-9, bit of armor, and a bomb looking like it's under the floor.
It is below him. That's... Oh, no, he's got it.
Yeah. It just showed like a...
The outline, yeah.
All right.
So is it, AWP is actually still over towards Mini. XMS is behind it. Oh.
Thing is, if he scopes him once...
With great power becomes great responsibility. Rops, don't succumb to it, my friend. 20 seconds.
Oh, the old vent. RPK was there before. Great foresight from Robs there, just to consider it being a factor. Now he's got the 1v2. He can readjust, but there's always going to be some angle that's not safe. He's going to have to gamble some of this. I think he might... No, he didn't catch a glimpse. Right, he's going to adjust and expect a play from Crows, but actually I don't think either of the plays are going to come from this direction, so...
You heard that. That's big. Oh, that's so big.
What's he going to do about this one?
If he peeks into Hut, the player inside vent can kill him. He needs to check that. No, he can't. Happy. Ready to meet him, receive him, and EnVyUs have won. Again, clutch situations in the last few rounds. Mousesports can't complete. Stage right. I'm not really sure what's going on here. Mousesports are so close.
But this is the buy. All right, they've suffered through the losses that Envy caused them. Envy just turned it around really nicely. No discredit to them. They worked hard on that. There's a couple of questionable moments. Like Scream letting Dennis kind of like right around behind him, but still, it happens. Back onto the buy, back onto the important thing. This is the big round here now. If Envy suffer through this, if they get this one on the board, if they do well here, this could mean actually maybe a competitive matchup is going to come through. But Oscar going to take an aggressive stance and go straight for that peek through from Squeaky. No one there to wait on the other side. Scream not going there this round. And already we're going to see Mousesports hit the brakes a little bit. They don't have to rush anything. Dennis is actually in a good spot. He could actually maybe pressure this a little further.
Happy is going to play this one pretty patiently here. This part of that's pretty interesting now. The changes to secret, you can sit above the staircase. It's kind of reminiscent of what we see in Connector on Overpass. And you can see that's why Happy's actually being a bit more passive playing it. Especially if it's later in the round. He was kind of close up to it. XMS gets spotted out by Rops there. Chris J takes a little bit of damage, and that was like a squeaky door. I think Scream pressured him from above.
And they're giving time in for Oscar as well. He's got the AWP. He's going out towards the outer side of things. Try and get a pick or two maybe, see if anyone's willing to challenge. And the timing might work out favorably. It does! Just got there in time to spot out the shoulder peek and does eventually close down on the shot. So, man advantage to Mouse, but not much ground gain. They do have outer control. I just want to see where they convert it toward.
Scream now getting a little bit nervous. Knows he's got not a heck of a lot of protection up on that ace. So I think he's the only player playing upper right now and having lost the Crow's Nest player. So that's good for Mouse. They can start to come in, but Rops falls to XMS. Was there lower levels? Okay, Lowell keeps it even out. 3v3. What can he do? RPK response from on the upper side. Scream's also going to be there. It's going to have to be Oscar delivering here, but he's got the AWP. He's low on health. He's taken some tags, and now he's had to head to the lower side. No choice to go for a plant here. The backup from Dennis, he's not really close by, and Oscar has to hold this with... Dennis is... Okay, he wants to catch rotators here, but EnVyUs have so many other ways to access the lower side. His bomb's going to be bloody defused before he gets a chance to get there at this rate.
Yeah, he's given up on that.
Bloody
that's a donezo. Oh, this is getting a little worrying for Mouse. It looks like they just full on run out of steam. I'm wondering if there's going to be maybe a tactical timeout or something of the such coming in, because they might need it soon. Dennis isn't going for this, but you can see how worried Envy are about it. Dennis is just saving that one. He's all right. And the defuse. will be coming in. At least they don't forget to do that one. No worries. Yeah, 3 alive for Envy there as well, so their money's going to stay pretty nice and well kept. Mouse can go on a buy again, though. That's not the end of the world. Orb's going to be dropped out for him. I think Dennis is going to get dropped over by Oscar, so they switch it around. But yeah, I'm not sure. Mouse seem to be hitting a bit of a wall. This would be their last real go at it with this decent money until maybe a timeout might need to be called here, because Envy, they're looking strong, to be fair.
Yeah, don't be fooled by the scoreline, I think, is probably the real story here. EnVyUs have started to build up a lot of momentum, and the only reason Mousesports buy here is because they lost the last 5 rounds, so they have a bit of a, you know, a bonus to work with, and they're going to have a bonus to work with for the entire game. If Mousesports, if that's reset, Mousesports have won. You know what I mean? They're going to win one more round. Seems obvious, just want to point that out. So that's actually, it makes a big deal here. It does mean that they're sort of going to be always getting some sort of crappy buy in every round, you know, buying UMPs and some sort of not so great stuff. It means the saves, they can actually sometimes buy a little bit in these pistol forces and saves as well, like utility-wise, because they make extra money. And of course, they're on that T side, so bomb plants, even if they lose a round, there's a little bit of extra money for everyone. Very important.
We're seeing a bit of a, I guess, a classic Nuke, right? You know, CT side's just able to grind back the rounds. I guess when we've been watching a lot of specialists play this, you can see the difference when you can play a T side well.
We've been spoiled a bit with this map,
we have. We've seen some very good teams on this. Next, XMS and Scream have a nice little crossfire here. This should play very well into their hands. I doubt this can be much of a rebuttal. At this point, Lol's going to find one, and the slowness of that kill coming in from XMS means that there's room to work. But it's only Chris J left in a 1v2. 12 HP doesn't give him much room to play with here, and merely 38 seconds. Sixers still on this angle. And RPK isn't far either.
EnVyUs still have bad money. Well, it's not very good. You can see, obviously, Mousesports are not in a great spot, but they keep their lid on this. They don't allow EnVyUs to build up this buffer, because then just one round, you know, Mousesports can exploit that. Even if they lose every round, they can still get the money lower and lower. RPK should really, 9 times out of 10, should take this one easy enough. Takes a bit of damage there, but Chris J not in a position to actually have a prolonged engagement to trade out damage, just the way it is. And 15-9 is the scoreline, and EnVyUs have bought it back from a very, very poor-looking margin. I think it was 15-3 or something absurd. It was 15-3, yeah. So that's the way it is. Tech9's here. This is what you can do when you have a full loss bonus ticking along. You can actually buy down to these sort of suboptimal levels and still know that, well, I can sort of force next round if we want to. But eventually, Mousesports are going to have to be a little bit more honest. Eventually.
But for now, they've still got rounds to play with. It's just, the comeback is on. I hate to harp on about it, but it looks like Envy have a good step into this game so far, at least this half, should I say. Their T-side wasn't much to write home about either, so let's see if Mousesports might just quicken the pace, do something a little different, but happy positions well, and Dennis could actually not look down that far into the vent. He was at such a weird angle of it. RPK handling the players so well on the side. That's beautiful from RPK. Oscar's found himself an AWP and does retain HP, so there's still a chance for him here to do some work, but by this point, they've already met so much of a match on RPK. I don't know if he can do much here.
Oh, you're probably not going to save for 70 seconds here, not on AWP. So Oscar, again, for him, it's less about keeping the weapon, it's more about keeping a lid on the economy of EnVyUs. Just prevent that from sort of blowing out of proportion and making it even harder for them to win back. Because it looks like Mousesports need the help. They need that kind of assistance right now. The last few rounds have been just crap. I mean, that previous round, they push into ramp room, they lose 3 players, they commit all their resources there. Now, in this round, we see similar things. Trades not going well for them at all. RPK gets 3 kills, 1 through smoke. You know, they try this rush hit on towards upper. It's pretty textbook for this kind of map to go the upper rush with Tech9s, the same as it is to rush B with Tech9s on a map like Cobblestone when things aren't going well. But it's got to be something else for Mousesports. Now the money's here, they can buy again.
Yeah, it feels like that kind of never-ending circle for Mousesports. They just don't seem to get the impact done in the best ways at this point. I'm kind of confused that they've struggled this much after such a dominant first half. They've just, you know, they haven't taken the time out yet. They're still going on it, maybe just feeling, we're fine, we're fine, we're fine. This is still like one of their, I guess, last full buys at this point, but we'll see. We'll see if they come into any issues after this one. If they don't, it's a GG, so smoke's outside. Six are going to have to back away and respect this. Fall back off the angle. Still got a nice little bit of a cross peek. Not too much of a bother. Upset, going to be smoking out again. So, well aware of the positioning now.
These smokes are not good. They're not good at all. Oh, Mousesports just give one up there. Rops is taken down by Sixer. Oh, God. We are going to be in for a longer game here. Oscar and Dennis both go down. Chris J, the only one to get the frag. What was that from Mousesports? They weren't able to put up the screen of smokes there. I don't know. It was also the positioning there from Sixer was pretty good, but that's the whole reason you smoke properly on the outer part of the map. I don't really know what their plan was.
Yeah, no, what it was not good, putting it quite simply. That was just pretty darn poor, if I'm honest. I really hope we get a timeout from Mousesports. I don't know if they've used theirs. I don't think they have. Maybe? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I can't remember if this is the when you can get like 4 timeouts in a half or whatever the rules are. It seems to change per event or per day, but at this point, Lowell is left in the 1v4. He's not got the bomb to hand either. That's quite far off. And even EnVy players still have so much utility left. They have everything they need, and they don't need it at all. Sixer will connect the shot, and a big round from him.
Yeah, beautiful play. I mean, he really pulled Mousesports apart at the seams now. It's going to be the pause here for Mousesports. Something is not working out for them. We'll have to see what that is. Now, Sixer opens up the round really well, and RPK's been playing that spot quite a lot. He's had a fantastic few rounds.
He's been really good.
I mean, if you watch the, was it the Keys to Victory? It's the show, the YouTube show we do where Matt and Henry basically argue over who's going to win and why.
Yeah.
Matt did bring up on the side of EnVyUs, the RPK. You know, we don't want to talk about rolling back the years too much, but he's been playing much better lately, and so far, his last few rounds have been good.
Like, he's not quite, you know, source level RPK, because he was just a god, but he's definitely finding his footing here to be a way more of a fragging power than people, I think, put towards him initially on his comeback into this, and rightly so. He wasn't exactly a headliner when he was kind of at this point, but now he's starting to turn a couple of heads. He's been very, rock solid almost at this point, providing a lot of that kind of bolstering towards the upper bomb site. You know, it's been very hard for them to break through, whether it be from the old vent or whatever it may be. This has been incredibly impressive.
And slow for Mousesports. I don't know. We really haven't seen much from them. I think we've seen like the conception of ideas, and maybe like, you know, these ideas in their infancy when they come into these rounds. But it really doesn't matter because their execution is completely stunted by stuff like, you know, what we saw playing from Sixer playing around the outside of the map, by RPK hiding in a corner, by, you know, Mousesports again being forced to do this. Now, Tech9s, okay. You don't really have, you have enough smokes to go towards outer. I think you can do a budget smoke screen that leaves a small gap outside of secret. They might try and do something like that again, but they have to be quick here. A bomb plant will be great for them. They want to work with it as much as they can. Sixer force back and actually won't see any of this here as well. So they get it done. They get the smoke wall. Yeah,
this time they kind of remember to use that additional one, but Scream's still there instantly, so fast to find Oscar. And then the two players quickly rotating down for EnVy as well. Gonna have to ready themselves Happy there very, very swiftly. Dennis is gonna give it a good go though. Coming through the vents. Ooh, he's followed up towards Happy pretty nicely. Doesn't quite get the job done though, but it's gonna open up for Lol to be able to get the job starting to build here. Bomb plant, but there's 3 players left up for EnVy, so the retake might be more likely to work out for them. Smoke goes in. Lol's position is duly noted, as he was the one to find Happy. And Lol now trying to find a way in, but the defuse is coming in while we speak. And there it is. XMS to secure another one for EnVy.
Overtime is, it's happening. I reckon it's happening, honestly. The money now for EnVyUs is looking really, really good, so it doesn't really matter how much money EnVyUs actually have, of course. But Mousesports are running out of opportunities here. They've got a couple rounds to work it in. This is a buy here. That's good. The round loss bonus is big. It's, I think, 8 rounds lost in a row now. I think that is 9 rounds. 9 rounds lost in a row from Mousesports, and they have shown that they also struggle with this T-side play. I mean, overtime's going to be so weird as well if we see that, because they're both going to be full board up, and, you know, both teams seem to struggle on that T-side, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
There's still enough to be played out here. There's, you know, this is the point. When you're on those 15 rounds, the last one is often the hardest. You kind of sit there like, oh, we'll get it eventually, don't worry. And then you get yourself to this point, and you're just like, oh, shit, we kind of need to focus back up here. So hopefully that timeout's helped them in pulling their mentality back into the right place. But Mousesports do have the outer control. It's converting it to something more than that that's been the issue. And the other players are playing out from secret. You can see 2 of them down there, Scream being 1, 6 of the follow-up as well. This is problematic. Mouse are being given just enough rope to hang themselves with here.
There's hope. Oscar has the AWP, Rops is alive, and so is Dennis. I mean, Chris J out, but we've got some big performing players here for Mousesports to make something happen. It's a 3v5 to do it, though. That's the big part. Now, Dennis up the ladder. Does he see Sixer? Oh, my God.
Sixer, no.
Oh, no. This round, this could be the unraveling of the round. Dennis fights 2 on the upper side. 3 for Dennis. Oh, he's making it happen, and it's all falling apart for EnVyUs, purely because Sixer so focused on the outside of the map, he wasn't there, and Dennis has torn them to pieces at the 3v2, and the bomb is down. EnVyUs, this could be it.
Happy and XMS have just witnessed the unraveling of their team. It's just down to Happy now to play back into this. A kit, a molly, and a flash, but 3 men stand in his way. And that was all Dennis at the end then to secure that one. But it felt like it wasn't going to happen. It felt like OT was inevitable. But what a play from him to find his way back into this matchup. And Mousesports do clear up the series 2-0. Something I didn't expect to be saying.
Unbelievable. Mousesports give a lot of ground up in that second half, Lauren. And I'll be honest with you, they didn't start that last round very well either. It was definitely just individual prowess there. So Mousesports shouldn't be puffing their chests out too much about that second map. There's work to be done, but things are looking good. There's improvements there. Mousesports getting back up towards the top of the standings, Lauren. But now, we're done for now. We're going to keep the denim on, though. It's definitely growing on me. It's comfortable. We're going to go back to the desk, though, with Moses and the lads.
We've changed the band name.
The denim on the denim is growing on me as well. It's not bad. It's
Is that because yours is super old and it's moldy?
Yeah, bought it this way. Of course. It's that vintage look that Henry was talking about.
I'm wearing the vintage now. It's not bad. It's a little heavy.
Oh, you are wearing
you found another way to get yourself into Henry's clothes. That's not...
you know what? The truth is, I don't need another way. I've got plenty. I'm wearing his underwear right now. Jason.
What a play by Dennis.
Yeah, what a play by Dennis. It was looking like overtime, wasn't it?
12-3 first half, looked super dominant. I was like, they've just made up for this massive delay we've had due to a few issues.
Yeah.
And I was like, we're back on schedule. And then
a comeback.
They were grinding hard. You know, they were basically stopping any movement.
Are we still talking about me and Henry's clothes?
No, the game.
Oh,
the game that we just watched. Here's the play. Watch this. Does Sixer get 4x3'd here, or is it just, you know, he'd be scoped in, wouldn't he?
Yeah, he's scoped.
Look at this. This is smart by Dennis. He's got the information, turns around, bang, bang. That's 3-piece feed from KFC right there, and that's the round in the game.
Listen, guys, if we're going to keep saying KFC at every segment, we should really work on a sponsorship. We can't be saying that without getting paid.
Aren't they zingers?
You know, Henry has a good relationship with the head office of KFC in Bucharest, so he will happily hook us up. I'm sure.
Got a good relationship with the Movember office.
The hot match of the week.
Yeah.
It's true. What's your point on that one?
We're going to do Movember again this year.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
But what was your point to the connection on that?
Moving along, you got a point, Chad.
Do we need, like...
I don't know. He's a mess, isn't he?
Do we need a secretary or something for Matthew?
All right, well, it's been real.
Yeah, it's been good. Matt's going to check out. He's done at the desk. That's not bad.
He has to cast the next game.
He's got to cast the next game. He can't quite leave. Two-man desk, it looks like. But yeah, what were your thoughts to finish that
I
game
like
up?
the CT side from Mouse. It was quite dominant. The Chris J. Orping was nice to see.
Yeah.
Robs at ramps, he was very passive at times, maybe a little bit too passive, but he played his role correctly, which is good.
Right.
Envy, to come back from that's very difficult. You know, to come back from a 12-3 down. This is Nuke, though. It is known for these kind of things to happen, but I think they were up against too much, and it was just Dennis play. Eventually, a play like that is going to slip through. Like, someone's going to find that ground, going to be able to pull off some magic, and away they go.
Yeah, that's the good thing about that kind of a lead. You know, at some point, they're going to make a mistake. Either way, it is Mousesports, kind of surprisingly, to be honest, taking that 2-0. Very good showing from Ropes, the new addition. When we return, it's going to be our second match of the evening, so stay tuned.